All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps. This is John from Pro Craps over here on Casino Gaming TV's morning show, the Coffee and Craps. Anyway, we're going to go and restart the road to 100K here. So I've got a new $100 in the bankroll. I was practicing last night a little bit there. We burned it, right? We tried to go from 100 to 200, and in day one we won 50. We lost the next day, and I burned the whole thing with fire yesterday, trying to get it back. So it's hard to jumpstart from 100. That's the thing that I'm finding. And of course, we all know this, right? Starting with nowhere to run is really, really, really hard. Like you can go from 1,000 to 2,000 pretty easy because you can drop down. You have options. Here, you got no options. You got 20 chips, and that's all you can do is the 20 chips. So when I think about how I'm going to play this out, the options that come to mind are this, and I'm going to walk you through thought process here, and then we'll play it out. So one way to go is just go don't. Even one unit don't, and work a progression of sorts to get this thing up 6-7 units and get out of here. You can go pass line with some odds, but even with odds, I couldn't afford to go max odds. If I went max odds, it'd be a quarter of my bankroll. That's too much to bear with this limited number of chips. The other option you have is to go inside or across, pick up a bunch of targets, hopefully avoid a quick 7 if we can do it, and then kind of motor through from there. So I think our options here are a little bit limited, so to speak. So I think, we have to think about what we're going to do. And what I'm probably going to do today, I think, and I guess the best way to approach it with zero money here is to put it to work for us. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get a point. We're going to go across, 32 across. I'm going to retreat in, and then we're going to bang up 2 hits and get out. That's going to be the idea. And I'll try and do it twice. If we can do it, if we don't get the first one, if we lose on our 7, we're going to be down $32 out of the gate, right? What I'll do at that point is I will go a don't pass and work a little progression. If we lose that, we'll be at 50 and I'll call it good. So we're going to go an across bet. If we don't get it, we're going to go don't. Try and get a little bankroll or a little bit of a casino funded progression to get back. If it doesn't work, we're going to be done. It's going to be a quick up or a quick down. Let's see how it goes here today. So I'm going to move the roll tracker over to my table so I can enter the numbers in as we go here. And let's run it out. I actually ran practice last night on this with the $100 4 or 5 times, and of course, most every time I got there. But I did it with I was trying different things out, and what I'm going to run today later on is a 6, 7, 8. That actually worked out okay at this level. It's not a bad way to go. It's a low barrier to entry, but we'll talk about why I think it's a bad idea later on in the show. So here we go. Puck is going to be off. Let's come out, avoiding the pass line. We're going to go right up here on the inside and see how we work out. There's a hard 10 to get things going here. Let's make sure that I'm actually in the tracker here so I can type this in. 5 and a 5. I'm getting better here at doing the rolls as we go. So there's our point. And again, we're going to come out here 32 across. I'll get some nickels, or some pennies rather, for the nickel. There's our 2. And let's get a couple of hits. What I'm going to do is, again, take a hit if I can get it, come to the inside and press up, take another hit. We'll press the 6 and 8 a second time, and then we'll get out of here. So there's hit number 1. Let's go. Let's avoid it. There's a 3-2-5. Perfect. 3-2-5. That pays $7. We're going to have to power press here a little bit. 5 pays 7. We're going to take the 4 and 10, come inside. We're going to take 6 of this, press up our 8, drop a nickel, press up our 6. So now we're at 44 inside with 1 hit. We're $37 at risk, which is a big piece of this right here. So let's get that logged in at 3-2-5. There's a 1, 2, 3 ace deuce, 2, 1, 3. That was a big ugly roll right there. That's a 7. Off the back wall directly, comes running at me like a Greg shot would. There's a 7 and we're out. Just like that. We could not even get 2 hits in the middle. And again, that's how it rolls. And when you're at this level and you go across, that's the problem, right? When you're at the $5 level and you're stuck in an across bet, trying to get your targets fixed up, that's about all you can do is hope for a couple of rolls to get you kickstarted. But getting this thing, I was telling somebody yesterday, getting $100 going is an awful lot like driving a car up a hill in the rain. It takes a minute for your tires to catch. Once the tires catch, we'll be okay, but getting our tires to catch here has proven to be pretty hard. So let's grab 5 on the don't. I'm gonna separate out what we have here. We've got 25, there's $50. We've got basically $8 to play with here, plus what's down here. Let's come out and see if we can't make this thing get a little bit of traction. If not, we'll just start it again. Keep running it out here tomorrow. There's a midnight on the don't. Doesn't do a thing for us. There's a 9, a 6, and a 3. 6, 3, 9. 4, 1, 5. Oh, that rolled. That was a 4. 4, 1, 5. And there's a 10, a 6, and a 4. Hard 4. So 4 is back to back. That's nice. If you're on the 410 Bank Street strategy, that's actually a pretty good result for you there. And there's a 6, 1, 7. Good. We got at least one chip from the casino coming back. It's been a while since the casino's paid us on anything. One chip here. We're gonna go ahead and power press that thing up. We'll do a 1, 3, 2 if we can make it work. And work ourselves back to some kind of health. Oh shoot, there's a 5, 3, 8. Of course, when we're pressed up, we get an ugly number here. But you know, our friends will tell you, right? Greg, who plays the don't all the time, anybody who plays the don't will tell you that seems like it really sucks, and it does. It's the worst one to have against the don't. You're still the favorite, right? We're not going to fear that. We're just going to run with it and be okay. The 7 is still the better number. 4 and a 1, 5. Remember yesterday I was on the 4. We had a huge lay down here on the 4, and we still got beat. So if you're going to get beat, you're going to get beat. There's a 6, 6, midnight. Come on. 6, 3, 9. 6 into 3. And there's the 8. Okay, 4, 4, hard 8, so we didn't get it. 50% stop loss, that's where it's going to be today. So we got burned on both of our gambits, right? We did not get 2 hits after the across. We did not get 2 hits on the don't. Got to call it, right? We're at 50%. We'll leave it there. Pick it up again tomorrow, and we're going to put the whole $50 to work again. We'll probably do something along in here. We'll see how it works out tomorrow, but we're going to just call it right there. And again, I think once I get out of the gate, we're going to be okay. We've just made, we got unlucky twice. And in both cases, we just get burned, right? On the 7 the first time, on the point the second time, choppy table, right? Only have 2 shots at it, really. So there it is. That's our road to 100K in park right now. We're in park big time and have been for most of the week. We will get this thing kicked off and rolling. It may take us a hot minute. All right, let's get back up here and talk a little bit. I'll bring the tracker back over here and we'll chat. I'm looking in the chats actually to kind of get rolling here. Let's get back to the spreadsheet here. I'm going to mark up what we did here. The spreadsheet will be, not that one, this one. Today's 5-5, $100. We lost 47 again, and just lost 32 across. Got beat, and a $5 DP got beat, and that's it. Actually, it's a $10 DP because we put money out there extra. All right, there it is. There's your transparency, right? I will never not show you what's going on. So there's our transparency. We're getting our ass kicked 3 days in a row, right? Variance we talk about. We look at win craps. That's one of those trends where the thing is going down, down, down. Like we don't like, it happens, right? So we're in one of those downtrends right now that will eventually turn for us. There we go. All right, let's look at some of the chats here, make sure I get some of the questions answered for you all. Give me a second here to get back to the right screen for me. All right, so Walter Weeks is asking me, is it possible to watch John's videos multiple times? Can you sort them by date, type, or viewed? Yes, you can, and let me show you exactly how to do that. I'm gonna go to here, and let's switch to Firefox, and I'll show you where to do that. So if you go to Casino Gaming, youtube.com/Casino Gaming TV. And in here, what I'd recommend that you do is go to the playlists. And the playlist, there's a playlist here for each of the show types. So Fantasy Craps has one, Craps Chat has one, Coffee and Craps has one. If we go to the full playlist, this is going to start playing here. But you can watch any of the previous shows that we've done, and there are lots of them, and they come by default in reverse order, I think. So these are all the Coffee and Craps shows we've ever done on Casino Gaming TV over here. When I get done with the video, I tag it as a Coffee and Craps show, and it shows up here in the playlist. If it was a good show or I said something really amazing, I'll cut that out and I'll make that a short video, and those go to the Pro Craps channel. So sometimes the lecture segment that I do is really, I think, poignant or good or whatever, or the rollout really sold a point that I wanted to make. I'll chop that out, the 15 minutes of it, and I'll make a video from the morning show and repost it at Pro Craps for that. So a lot of times you'll see, hey, wait, I saw that on the morning show. That's why I do that. You can always watch these episodes again over here if you want. So that is that. Let's see, we'll go back over here and get back to this road. There we are. Okay, what else is coming on here? Let's go out to some other questions here. So let's say good morning to folks, right? Midmo Yo's here, Dice DGen here, Sebastian's here again. Good to see you. New friend, Dice DGen. Let's see, Dr. S is here. Who else? Doracell, of course. Good morning, buddy. How you doing? Let's see, Mid-Atlantic Craps. Jeff, good to have you in the morning shows again. I know you've been busy doing your thing over there. Hope that's all going well. I haven't got an update from you. Hope that's. I'm not sure if that happened yesterday or not. But anyway, give me an update maybe privately on that. SJ's here. Yeah, SJ's doing the call out too. So it's good to see y'all. Good to see everybody here in the morning. Let's chat a little bit about stuff. Let's see. Vince is what's going on here. Vince was that aimed at John. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, well, Vince, maybe those who can't teach. Well, whatever. If you think I suck at craps, that's fine. It's fine. It is what it is, right? You're playing with $100. You're going to do what you're going to do. So, all right, that's okay. Let's go and talk about actual craps. And I want to get into the point of today is this: bet in the box. And I made this point a few different times, and I want to talk through it here. And this actually today is a good example of it, right? The ways to bet the box. And I want to look at two numbers versus all the numbers. Okay, so betting the 4 and 10 by themselves. You know my 4-10 bank street strategy. It works great because it's the 2-to-1 payout, right? If you're going to bet the box, I think you should bet them all. Getting only 2, getting the 4 and 10 is fine because of the payouts. Getting the 6 and 8 is fine because of the frequency that they hit with. Across or inside is fine because your probability becomes to be on your side. You get more targets up there, right? Anything else that you do, betting just the 5 and 9 or the 5, 9, 4, 10, you're giving up opportunity. You're wasting rolls. And I think the least rolls we can waste, the better. Today, going 32 across, the idea there is not to waste any rolls, right? If you're going to do that, right, and I was thinking about this last night, actually. If I do the 32 across plus the pass line plus the field, right, Wayland's new get 'em all, I forget what you call the get 'em all strategy, that's fine. That's a great way to play if you've got more than one shot at it, right? With $100, I can do it like basically once because you're over 50% exposed. You just can't do that, right? Without the bankroll to support it. The bankroll to support it that lets you kind of keep going and going and going. Like, you know, we talk about the machine gun strategy, that kind of a thing. That sort of way to play, you need bankroll to do. Here, we're going for, again, target practice. So, in my opinion, the 4 and 10 or the 6 and the 8 or everything is the way to do it. Cherry picking stuff in there is really, really tough. Somebody had asked over in the Dice Cord chat about, do you chase the hot number? Like if the 9's rolling a bunch, do you grab the 9? Maybe. But again, reducing your footprint, I think, is tough. If you're going to reduce your footprint, then just go pass line with odds, right? If that's the way you're going to play and have one target only, or maybe 2 targets, just go pass line with odds. I think that's kind of what it is. So, all right. Pressing the box is the next thing I want to talk about. As you're playing in the box, there's this notion of pressing versus spreading. And again, I'm talking to the cannon type players, right? The one shot, the one segment of your rack per player kind of folks, right? If you're already there, if you're already across, you don't got to spread out anymore. Like I see a lot of strategies where it's, the 6 and the 8, and then you take the hit, go to the 5 and 9, take the hit, go to the 4 and 10, or you're in the iron cross and you take the hit from the field, then you get the 9. Then you take the next hit and get the 4. If you're already there, you don't got to spread. And those hits that you take where you're doing this spreading out is money you're not taking back to your rack, right? Does that make sense? So if you think of your life that way, is if you're using wins to spread, you're in trouble because you're wasting wins. You're wasting wins. Money's not coming back to your rack. If you're spreading, you're not collecting. So think of it that way, right? I'd rather you work, I say here, work overtime. Don't get a lower paying second job. Like, work overtime, get time and a half, press your bets and take a bigger win on the next one versus spreading out and staying at the same or worse level than you already were. Going from a $30 6 and 8, taking a hit and going to a $15 4 and 10 doesn't help you, right? You should already be there. So I want you to think about this. Jacob's talked about this too. Waylon has talked about this. And I know that a lot of Vince's strategies also cover a lot of the numbers, because if you don't have the numbers covered, you can't make any moves, press moves or collect moves without things being covered. Wasted rolls like we saw today are the crusher. So there's that. Let's head back to the table, and I want to show you again the late 6, 7, 8 strategy, which I really, really like. I like this strategy a lot. I'm still working through when and where to put the don't come, the 7 bet on this thing. And I'll explain to you why we get out here. And while I get out here, I'll explain to you what I'm thinking about doing or what I'm trying to get accomplished. And we can talk through it here in chat. So I'll keep the chat window hopefully in my vision so I can see. Let's get over here to the table. Let me clear out the rolls and I'll switch the screen for us and we can get going here. So there's my table. There's the empty roll tracker, and let's go here. So we're gonna run back and we'll take a bigger bankroll this time, of course. We're gonna work this pretty hard. And let's go ahead and let's just decide. Let's just grab like $500 and just see how this works out. We're gonna go, I'll get like 400 in greens, 2, 3, 400 in greens, and we'll do 100. Actually, I'll do 500 reds. We'll just bring an even $1,000. There's $1,000, 500 red, 400 in green. We'll get actually we'll do 450, 500. Here, get some reds too. So we have a little bit of everything in the rack here, and let's get it set up correctly. Again, this is going to be more of a machine gun approach than a cannon approach. We're not going to set aside money per shooter. We're just going to run the whole time. The 6 and 7 with the 8. I'm going to try and get all 3 if I can. The idea here is to get all 3 of them working for me. And what I want to do here with the 6 and 8 is I'm not going to spread. I'm going to basically power press these one time. So here's the plan, right? And again, I want to come out here with a plan for the 6 and 8, like so. Let's say that one of them hits. It doesn't matter which one hits. We're going to grab $35 out of that. We're going to press it to 60, drop a quarter, and power press the other one to 60 as well. We're going to get them both up to 60. On that next hit, if either one of them hits, again, you're looking for both of them as a single unit to hit if we can pull it off. That's going to bring back $70. Now, if I take back the 60 and quarter that I dropped to get started with, right, we're now at 75, $105 in a couple of hits. And that's what I want to get to, is get them pumped up so I can bring back a 105, a black chip on the second hit. You need these 2 to outpace the 7 by 1. That's it, right? 10 ways to win in here, 6 ways to get beat. You got the advantage. Let's take the advantage and use it like a hammer. We're going to get 2 hits and out. 6 and 8, 2 hits and out. We're not going to sit here and try and press to the ceiling. I'm just going to play that. That's going to be the first part of it. The second part of it, obviously, is going to be the 8. Okay, or the 7. We want the 7 to hit. So it's called the 6, 7, 8. How does the 7 get hit? Well, a couple ways to do it. One way, start out on the don't. You start out on the don't and we roll, and 8 is the point. Now you're stuck. Now you've got the 6 and the 7 only. I want all 3 targets all the time. The point of the strategy is to get 3. I want these 2 to be a double target so I can press and get out of here, which means I'm not going to go don't pass. I'm going to go either don't come so I can enjoy a flat bet coming through and have that nice flat payment. If I do that, it's going to be at the $100 level. I want 100, which is more than the 60 I've got out here, okay? Or I could elect to just drop 125 or 150, whatever, on the 5 or the 9 or the 4 or the 10 and just pick my battle back here, losing the advantage of the flat bet that I've got in lieu of that, choosing my target and grabbing the odds that way. Coming through the don't come is nice because you get that flat bet. Again, the problem though could be this. You might come through the don'ts and end up at the 6. And now you're in the same spot where, okay, these two are canceled out. So it's really, I'm playing just the 8, right? That becomes a wasted gambit. This is the one time I would say, no action and go back and get a different number. Let this thing come to a different number. The more often that happens, obviously you're winning in here, but the more often that happens, you're missing your shot at the 7. So this is kind of a delay, which I like. Too much of a delay though, and you end up losing the effectiveness of this bet. I've had a tough time getting this one set and winning for me. So I'm gonna do it today a couple times like this, and we'll do it a couple times where I pick a number and lay on it and just see if there's a difference there. Whether we ladder these or not, I know Waylon's gonna be screaming at me to ladder these things up on a loss. That's not the worst idea if we don't get our 2 hits, okay? We'll try it and see how that works out for us. We can ladder these two. This one here, if we ladder it, it would be done as a separate thing. This is one bet, this is one bet. And I think we're gonna come out here with a bigger don't bet. I'm gonna try the don't come at $100 a couple of times. Let's just see how that works out for us and roll it from there. So let me double check. I think I might have pulled greens out of here. Make sure 100, 200, 300, and 50. Make sure I got that right. 1, 2, 3, 450 in green because there's 50 out here. This should be 40, and it is. Okay, so we're good. There's our bankrolls. That's why you have lammers, right? This is the whole reason for having the damn lammers. Let's get them in here so I can see where I am quickly and easily. Sorry about that. I should have set this up ahead of the show, but I wanted to talk with you through the bankroll before I started. There's that, and there's that. All right, we're good to go. One more. All right, so there's the bankroll, all set up and ready to rock. This has to go here. Let's do it. Puck's off. Let's come out. I'm going to work these, by the way. I'm going to play, well, maybe not. Let's do puck rhythm. Let's do puck rhythm. We'll not work when they come out. If we get them set as a point, you're missing out on a shot, right? I don't like to waste rolls if I can help it, but we're going to have to waste a roll here. I just don't want to get stuck into a ladder situation on the come out 7 with these things. It's going to be too painful to come back from. So let's not roll. Let's not work the come out yet. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to work it. I'm going to work the come out because I think what's going to happen is once we get our don'ts set, I'm going to want to have those don'ts active. So let's work it. Let's work it. Again, we'll kind of play as we go here. There's a 5-1-6 on the point, which is good. So we'll get our $35 out of the gate, which is why I'm working these things. I think we're going to win them more on the come out than we're going to lose them. So we're going to go ahead and keep them active. I'm going to drop a quarter, and we're going to both go to 60 here. There's hit number 1. Now we're going to drop 100 into the don't come and try and work a flat bet coming out. Let's see if we can't get the flat bet coming out. This is a tough one, right? We're at 160 exposed, 30 here, and 100 here. This is the roll that I'm worried about. So it's going to be a 6 and a 1 to get us rolling. There's going to be the hard 8. That's fine. Check this out. Normally I would say, well, this goes to the 8, no action because I've already got the 8. But what we're going to do here is take our $70. And again, we power pressed and we're out. We got our 6 and our 8 to pay. I'm going to come back to the rack and put back what I started with, which is the $75 that cost us, the 2 quarters plus the power press quarter. Here's the 2 reds that came out of that. All of this comes to the back side of the rack as profit. And now I've got my 7. It happens to be betting against the 8. That's okay. We'll take that. Again, still the better bet. We talked about it before. And I've got my 6, my 7, and my 8. Hopefully all 3 will pay. That's the idea here, right? You get the 3 best numbers working for you. Let's get them all to pay, 415. I'm not going to leave those out there to run forever. It's 1 power press and you're out on this thing. There's a 549. Let this thing roll through. And again, patience, patience, patience. 415. There's our 7, 527. So we got it. 5 into 2. We got paid on the 6, the 7, and the 8. We've got $200 in profit, and you're basically done. There's your 20% for that round. That worked out perfectly, right? We got them both power press. We got our don't to come through, got paid. That's a beautiful thing, right? If that would have, we could have run that with our $100 this morning and been probably better off, right? So there's one run. Let's do it a second time. And this time I'm and again, I'm only doing this to play around with the idea. I'm gonna try this again without the DC. I'm gonna try it again and pick a number and just see if that feels better or worse to us. There's a 6-5 yo on our come out. There's a 5, a 4 and a 1. Oh, sorry, that's 4, 1, 5 that rolled when I hit it. There's your number. Okay, now for my 7 bet, right? The 6 and the 8 are here. Why not grab, and I'll take it out of the profit side. Why not take 150 and lay the point, right? I know it's not ideal. I'd rather have $100 against the 5, but I can pick it, right? There's the point. It's a 5. I'm gonna lay 150 on it. That'll win me $100. It's cool. It's an extra little bit of exposure here to get that. Don't gotta sweat the 7 coming out. The 7 is actually my friend here, and I got the 6, the 7, and the 8 all going. Did I put the 5 in there? No, I did not. 4 and a 1, 5. Let's see how we do. There's the 8. It's a 4, 4, heart 8. Again, 25, $35. We're gonna drop a quarter. And again, I'm gonna use the profit side of the rack here to work from. I did pull the first $60 out of the front side. That was a mistake. We'll correct that once we hopefully get out of here with a win. So now I got the 6 and 8 power pressed up, looking for one more hit in here before the 7, and then I want that 7 to come. Here we go. There's a yo 11, 6-5 yo. There's a hard 10, 2 5s, hard 10, 5, 5, hard 10. Oh, wow, they did it again. That roll, that was a 5, not an 8. They actually bounced really high and tumbled. There was no way that was a, that was not a sliding down the table kind of a throw. Just 2 hard 10s back to back. Mike from On Point Craps, man, if you're out here and you're parlaying your hard ways, that's a pretty good win. If you can pull that off, right? There's a 5, 3, 8, so we get it. There's 50, $70. We can actually do, we'll do 75 for 5 and pull it down. So again, we're gonna pull this down. We're gonna get our front side of the rack set. There's our initial bankroll. If I come to the back side of the rack, there's gonna be 100, 125, plus whatever the reds are, about $140 out there or so in profit, or 240 in profit, which is great. 5, 3, 8, log that in. Now we're looking for big red. We'll get out of here. There's another 8, that's good. Fear of missing out, don't have it. 5, 3, 8. 314, 314, Little Joe, or Big Joe, our friend Big Joe. 3 and a 1. There's a 6, 4, 10. I feel like I want to set the all 7s here and just pray for the best, right? 6, 3, 9. 6 and 3. This is why I love the, this is fine. This is a fine bet here, but I enjoy Uncle Angelo's traveling lay better. I think chasing the number that just came is much more fun. And it kind of changes the win amount as you go here. It's a more fun way to play, but obviously we're gonna play the math game here. So we'll do is that a 5, 1, 6? Just play against the point. Like a regular old don't player, there's a 4, 2, 6. Another one of these great runs. Look at that roll I got going here, right? Another one of these amazing runs during a roll that we didn't see in the early session. 6, 3, 9. Another 6, 3, 9. Again, they are bouncing around. Trust me, these dice are definitely bouncing. 6, 2, 8. Wow, what a run. What a great run. But again, not playing that, right? My strategy was, and again, you know me, I'm kind of a stickler for this stuff. I stick to it where I can. 2, 1, 3. 1, 1, aces, 2 horns in a row. There she is, 437. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. A 4 and a 3 at the 7. 150 lay, wins 100. And we're looking good, right? That's a pretty good little win right there on a pretty simple little strategy. So it can work, obviously, when you outpace the 7. The whole point of this, and I did a video last night on the 410 Bank Street. And again, the whole thing is about when you're playing like this, you're looking to just outpace the 7, and that's all you're looking to do. You got to get 2 hits here before the 7 and 3 hits here before the 7. If you can do it, you're going to be just fine because the 7's coming, especially when you've got the 7 as part of the strategy. Let's do it again. Winning 2 times in a row is nice, but it's not really the point. So let's go ahead, and even though we're ahead, if we lose, we're going to run a ladder. I want to see this thing ladder up and see how it performs. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do here is this. We're going to go ahead and take the profits away. You all can remember that I won 400 and change, about 450. Let's take it away and run the front part of the rack clean. Restart the whole thing. And maybe every time we'll keep restarting it, just seeing, I want to see again if we can get to profit or how it handles loss. Let's get to a loss here. Hopefully we can see one. 639. Oh, by the way, I didn't put the 7 in there. The 437, now a 639. There we go. And again, I'm going to run the don't come. That's the more dangerous way to do it, is the don't come. I don't know. Let's just run it this way. I think this is interesting. I want to do it just to get, I'd like to see a point get made actually, and then see how this thing responds, okay? There's a 6, 4, 10, which is great. This don't moves down here to a pretty favorable number for us at 6, 4, 10. Now I've got the 6, the 7, and the 8. Let's try and get some payments in the middle before we lose it out. 4, 3, 7. Okay, good. We'll lose here, or we'll win here on the don't. That's fine. Lose in here, our net win is 40 bucks. That's fine. We'll take our 100 bucks back. We'll use this 100 to fund the next play. And we'll take back 40. 60 out, 40 in, $100 to the house. Let's get it going. Make those visible for you. There's a 7. Good, 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 good. 7 on the come out. All right, so we're out there. And actually what I want to do is this. I'm going to fix the rack real quick. I'm going to make a quick change to force this. Here's the 30 or the 60 bucks that we had out here on the floor. That goes away. So now we're operating here at a $60 loss. Now we're going to go ahead and ladder it. And we're on the same play, laddering up the loss. I wanted to force the rack to be upside down. Now let's come out with a 1 unit increase and see how the ladder works coming out of here. And again, I'm going to run the same way. I don't need to ladder down. Because we're going to power press and parlay these wins up, I don't need to come back down. This is going to be a different press level, but we're going to go ahead and power press, or at least press up wins in here. So there's a 527. That's got to be logged in. Working to come out. Let's see how we do. There's a 5 for the point. Okay, now, because we're here, I'm still coming out with 100. I'm not going to ladder this thing up extra. I'm not going to chase them both. I think these are independent plays. These had to get laddered up because they lost. This thing here is still working as its own separate part of the strategy. I'll ladder it different. I don't think I yet see all 3 of these as 1 unit. I don't think. I think these need to work independently. We'll ladder this one up separately. As a matter of fact, on wins, we may even want to go ahead and press up on wins. Let's see how it works out. That's a 415, by the way. 415. Logged in. There's a 314. So our don't's going to move into the 4. That's good. We have actually our 3 best numbers here. Our best bet to win, 6 and 8 for us, and the 4 against the 7. I love that. That's actually pretty good. 5, 4, 9. We just need to be in here. We can't be hitting 5s and 9s and every damn thing else, right? This is where you're going to get crushed on these bets in here. If we start hitting everything but them and bouncing around and wasting our 6, 7 rolls, we're going to be in trouble. Good. 3, 3, 6. So what we'll do is this. We'll log that in, 3, 3, 6. We're gonna get paid 70 bucks. And I'm gonna press these all the way up as far as I can, right? We're gonna get them both to at least 90. So we'll take the quarters, we'll take 2 nickels, we'll go to 90 with them. So we took the entire profit, reinvested it, parlayed that basically. And now another hit here gets us back home. We'll be okay. We'll recover that loss and hopefully show a little bit of profit if we can get a second inside hit. There's a 6-6 midnight. Does not help me at all. There's a 6. We did it. 5-1-6. So we laddered up, we pressed up, and 90 pays 105. I'll pay it in greens. 105. We're going to come down. And again, I'll reset where we were. There's our reds. So those reds are extra. Here's going to be our greens. So we're going to go with 100 in green there. 100 in green there. So our greens are right. Our reds are also right. Come on. And our black chips with those 4 greens that are left are correct. Our bankroll is actually back to where we started. So that little win brought everything back. The bankroll is perfect. Actually, I'm lying. We're missing 1 black chip, which is out here. So we're potentially in profit. If we see a 7 before a 4, we're going to be back from that loss, recovered, and we're okay to keep playing. That's the idea here. And we don't get it. We get a 4, which takes our money, and we're out there. But we recovered well. I wonder if I should have power pressed this, right? More. We went from 60 on each to 90 on each. I probably could have gone and dropped another quarter out there and gone to like 102 or maybe even like 108 or something on each of these, just to get them a little bit higher. But it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. You need to have like a life-changing amount out there to make that work. So going from like 60 to 90 or 60 to 120 would have been a difference. So maybe that level's got to be a little bit more than just pressing with what you had coming through. So, all right, let's do one more playthrough. Take those profits away. Reset the rack. I'm gonna do one more time and see if we can get maybe even 2 losses. Let's try and lose twice. It'd be kind of nice to see how we recover and get those presses right. Working to come out. Here we go. That was a 3-1-4. I'm gonna make it be a 7-4-3-7 so I can restart things. Puck is off. Let's come back out to a new number and force this to happen. Heart 8. Well, that's a bummer. Not a bummer. I mean, I want to win, obviously, but I'd like to see these things. I want to see us go down. Most people don't talk that way, but I do want to see this thing have a tough time, and I want to get the levels right. So there's that. We'll do a don't. I didn't put it out there for oh, good. There is the bad one. 4-4 heart 8. So everything loses here. It's a 5-2-7. So everything gets whacked. We lose in the don't, which is why I think picking the number might be the better way, but we're going to lose out here. So we're going to ladder the whole works up because they all lost at the same time. Fun. That's good. We're going to go to 60-60 here. Remember I talked about variance the other day. This is what I was talking about. It's like we had 3 or 4 wins in a row that seemed really easy, and I could have cut the video here and said, hey, that's the way to win. Don't work that way. It don't work that way. They got a 0.7 out followed by that big-ass roll we had. There's the aces. Aces. There's a 10. 6-4, 10 will be our point coming out. 6-4, 10. Ladder up. We're going to come through with 200 bucks to the don't. Now, I could also lay enough to win 200 somewhere, right? I could come out here with 300 bucks against the 5 versus putting that whole 200 at risk in here. It's kind of it's a thing, right? How much do you want to, where do you want to put your risk, I guess is the question, right? I don't know if that's the right place for the 200 or the right thing to do is go after a number on the inside and really, really hammer it. Even going 400 against the 10 to win back 200. Again, you're looking to win 200, not so much risk 200. Let's go through the don't and see what happens. Maybe we'll lose it again. I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, we did. 5-2-7. What I should have done, right, was something like this. We didn't. We're going through here. Now we're looking at this delayed part of the 6, 7, 8. This has burned us twice, and that's a big burn in here versus just laying 300 against the 5 or the 9 or putting 4 on the 4 or 10. I don't wonder anymore. I feel like I need to just pick my battles and not come through here. Although, the craps numbers in here are nice extra money, but that's a big risk. This is a big point in the game where you got a lot of money out here and that one roll. And yeah, dodging one roll is not the way you design a strategy, but sometimes that one roll seems to be where you're gonna get got. So now we're gonna have to go to 90 in here on the insides. And again, here's the danger of a ladder is you get into a bad spot. So let's do it again. We're gonna go to 90. One thing we haven't seen yet, which is interesting, we have not yet hit our point in this whole day. We haven't done that yet because hitting the point and leaving your don't pass or your odds is really where the strategy kind of turns on its ear a little bit. So there's gonna be our 90 out there. This comes back to me. We're pretty much dead in our rack here. This is gonna be our last one. With the small bankroll, it's as far as we could have got. So did I put the 7 in there? I did. Let's come through. All right, 5, 2, 7. So we're gonna lose here on the come out right away. And we're basically dead in the water. There's not enough to do this again. I can do this. We're gonna go to 120 in here. There's 120. And if I drop the quarter and grab nickels, there's 120. There's not enough to go after the 7. We've only got 130 bucks left in the rack. So we're in a spot now where we've laddered down or laddered up to the point where you can't recover. Again, with the bankroll, I say this all the time, these ladder strategies work great with the right bankroll to support it. Without the right bankroll to support it, you can't function in this world. You've got to get, you got to be in a place where you've got enough money to recover 6 or 7 levels of this. We're only at level 3 here, right? 60, 30, 60, 90, we're level 4 and we're out of money. So we're underfunded to ladder this thing at the $30 level. There's a 516, let's see, or a 415 rather. Let's see if we can recover anyway. Let's see if we can do it. 415 coming out. Sorry, puck's got to be on over there. We'll be on the 9. A 6 and a 3. Oh, sorry. The 125 that I had, 100 of that should have been in the don't. That would have gone to the 9. We're going to put 100 bucks against the 9 back here. Sorry, I forgot I was talking. So we do have a $100 bet on the 9. That's the best we can do. This is supposed to be a $400 bet, but we can't ladder up high enough. We're out of money. So we'll have to see. If we just get lucky on it, we'll be fine. There's a 10, a couple of 5s. There's a yo, 6-5 yo. There's the 9, which is a bummer. We lose that don't. And there's a 7. So we do get crushed. So the ladder doesn't work out for us here at all. We get everything taken away. And again, it's a bad run, right? And if you're gonna ladder, this is why Wayland buys in for 5,000 bucks every time, because 1,000 is not gonna cut it. You can't ladder 1,000 bucks when you've got 150 or 160 as your base. You just can't, there's not enough money there to do it. I should have bought in for more to make this thing work. But you can see, I made it look easy the first 3 times. Reality of it is you're gonna hit the bad rhythm and you're gonna get crushed in that bad run. You just gotta have bankroll to support it and force that thing to come back. So given time and more money, the machine gun strategy here will eventually pay itself off. Let's go ahead and get back to the show here. I got to get to work. I got 10 minutes before my day has to actually start. So let me come back on in here and let's talk through it. All right. I'm going to check the chat here for anything with my name on it and see what's going on. You guys know, you all know that putting PC in front of it is the way to get my attention. So that way I'll see them. Let's see. So let's see. Skill and luck. Oh, good to see you, man. I've been making some good results with a $10 don't pass with a $30 lane night working a $10 fee. That's interesting. I'm going to actually bookmark that skill as a way to kind of, maybe that's a good way to come out tomorrow morning with the $100, but at half that and see what happens. That's an interesting way to play it. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot that chat for myself. Sorry guys, I'm gonna do that. So I have to save it. Play that tomorrow. So any other questions that are burning here? Questions on why limit yourself with $100? So Sebastian says, why am I doing this with $100? I'm just trying to do, honestly, I'm just trying to run 100 to 100K. A lot of people ask me to run lower limit strategies, like run your stuff at a low level. Everything I do is like here, we're doing it at a quarter with $100. And you know, I'm the same way. I'm not running around the casinos with thousands of dollars, right? I'm buying in for 500 to 700 or whatever I'm doing. Most times I'm playing at the $10 or $15 level, right down there. I do a lot of the higher level things here because honestly, the math is easier. It's easier to run quarters and nickels than a bunch of pennies and everything else. So I do that because just to make the math work as from a dealer standpoint. So going for 100 helps people see how do you play with $100, number one. And really the limitations of that. Being so limited, that short stack where you got nowhere to run is very, like you say, very, very limiting. I'm doing it to make it hard. That's the whole point, is that it's supposed to be hard. That's the idea there. So that Cajun guy, maybe somebody answered your question, but FOMO, fear of missing out. When you're betting only the 4 or 10 or only the 7 or only the 6 or 8, all those other numbers are hitting and you're just getting like, I'm just missing out on all these other action that I could be getting. You have to be patient in those moments. The guy betting the pass line with odds only, right? The mathematical way to sort of play this game, they've got fear of missing out they have to kind of work with as well. They have to be like, well, I've got my one number and I'm gonna let it go. The rest of this can happen around me. I don't care. I'm just doing the one thing. So that's sort of what that is. Let's see, what else is being said here? Campro, fourth, what should be used? That's a tough question to answer because I don't know what your life looks like. For me, I put money aside in a separate account, a separate bank account that's only there to gamble with. And I, generally speaking, bring about 10% of that with me to the casino every time I go. So if I got 5K, I'm bringing 500 and that's my thing. I don't want to put too much of that at risk yet. When it gets to be a bigger amount, and again, I'm working my way through trying to rebuild that thing way higher so I can bring 5 grand so that I can run more aggressive strategies. But now 5,000 becomes 500, 500 becomes $15 bets, and I'm working through it and I'm working hard. I'm working really hard at the tables right now to make the 500 turn into 700. So the next time I come, I can bring 600. And that's how I do it. Generally speaking, you should be bringing between 20 and 30 times the table minimum if you can afford it. That's a good way to start. Give yourself buffer to play with. So here, $25 table, at least 2,500 is what I would bring to that size table. You got to bring at least 10 times. I'd rather more if I can afford to do it. So there it is. Let's see. PC wants, Vince says, do a video and teach consistency. Explain yourself. What do you want me to see about consistency? In terms of playing the same bet all the time, or in terms of play style? I'm not sure what you're asking for. Go ahead and drop me a note. I'll back to the main chat here and see what you're asking for. I try to be as consistent as I can. Sometimes here, when I do strategies like this, and here's a good example of it, right? Where I'm doing the 6 and 8, and I'm going through the don't, come, or the lay bet. This strategy, I'm not ready to film a video on it yet. I'm still working on it, right? The 6, 7, 8 has been around forever, but I'm trying to get all 3 all the time. So my plan of 6, 7, 8 is to say, I'm never gonna have a don't pass or a don't come or a lay bet against the 6 or the 8 while I have the bets out there. So I've got to play with the right ways to get the don't action where I want it. So I'm not yet consistent playing that strategy because I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I'm just kind of monkeying with it still, seeing where the right spot for the 7 is and how to get it out there the best way. So I'm just playing with it. So I'm not going to be consistent with this until I play it more often. And again, we saw 2 big swings, right? Win, 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 get hammered. So we've got to find the balance in there and see where that fits in the best. So all right, there's that. Let's see. I think we are good. It's 8:55. I have a 9 o'clock meeting. I gotta get to work. So with that said, again, bummer of a start this morning. Sorry, we're not getting the $100 out the gate. We will get it out of the gate, and then we'll start doing things more like this, more like the machine gun. I really want to get to the point where I've got at least $1,000 in the bankroll, and I can do the 66 inside permanent press. That's what I want to get to. I think that's going to be the engine that gets this car moving up the hill once we get out of park. We're just stuck in park at the $100 level. I'm going to keep working it and working it and working it. We're going to get that short stack to pay off for us, get ourselves where we got to get to. So there we go, all. That's it. I got to get to work. Love every one of you. Be nice, be safe, gamble well, good luck, and God bless all of you. I will see you tomorrow morning for Friday Follies. Thanks. Bye.